That day started like any other. I woke up, kissed my wife goodbye as she slept, and went to work. We'd been married for 7 years, and I thought we were happy. We were that couple, the one our friends looked up to. Had our routines, our inside jokes, our shared dreams for the future. I never once questioned her loyalty or her love for me. Looking back, maybe that was my first mistake. I was too comfortable, too trusting. The signs were there, but I chose to see them as something else. Her phone, which used to be left carelessly on the kitchen counter, was now always with her, screen down. She started staying late at work, claiming new projects, and I believed her. Why wouldn't I? She was the most honest person I knew, or so I thought. The laughter that used to fill our home was replaced by the quiet tapping of her fingers on her phone screen. When I'd ask what was so funny, she'd just wave it off, saying, "Oh, just a silly meme a coworker sent." It was always a coworker. A name I'd heard a few times, but never really thought about, Mark. The moment it all came crashing down wasn't dramatic. There was no shouting, no slamming doors. It was quiet, almost eerily so. I came home early one afternoon, planning to surprise her. I found her in the living room, a soft smile on her face as she stared at her phone. She didn't hear me come in. I stood there for a moment, watching her, and a cold dread started to creep into my chest. This wasn't the smile she gave me anymore. It was a smile I hadn't seen in years, one reserved for the early days of our relationship. I quietly walked up behind her and looked over her shoulder, and there it was. A long conversation with Mark. It wasn't just memes. It was a novel of their life together. They were sharing dreams, secrets, frustrations. He was comforting her after a bad day, something she hadn't let me do in months. He wrote, "I wish I was the one holding you right now," and she replied, "Me too." More than you know, my world just stopped. It wasn't just the words. It was the emotion behind them. She was giving him the parts of her heart that were once mine. The intimacy, the vulnerability, the late-night confessions. It was a betrayal deeper than any physical act could ever be. She had built an entire emotional world with someone else, and I was just a roommate she happened to be married to. When she finally noticed me standing there, the smile vanished. Her face went pale. There was no explanation she could offer, no lie that could cover this. In that deafening silence, I didn't see my wife anymore. I saw a stranger. Everything I thought I knew, every memory we had built, was suddenly tainted. It felt like our entire 7-year marriage was a lie. Emotional cheating doesn't leave bruises, but it shatters you from the inside out. It makes you question not just your partner, but your own judgment, your own worth. Picking up the pieces has been the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Some days, the anger is all-consuming. Other days, it's a profound sadness for the man I used to be, the happy, trusting husband who thought he had it all. It's a slow process, learning to rebuild a life from the wreckage. You have to learn to trust your own instincts again, to find your footing on ground that still feels unstable. It's a journey of rediscovering who you are without the person you thought you'd spend your life with. For anyone going through something similar, know that your pain is real. It's valid. Healing isn't linear, but it is possible. It starts with acknowledging the truth, no matter how much it hurts, and taking that first difficult step toward a future where you can be whole again. Thank you for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, please consider sharing your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.